Terry, can you tell me what a lien strip is?
Yes, David. A lien strip is a motion, actually, that can be filed with the bankruptcy court. Lien, think of a lien as a legal string or attachment from a loan to property or an asset. So your house has a lien against it. The mortgage company holds the lien, and your property secures that loan. So that is a lien against your house. Another way a lien can be against your house is if you actually get a second mortgage or home equity line of credit, then you have two liens against your property. So when people talk about lien stripping, this is done in a Chapter 13 bankruptcy. And with the house values going down, this has become a very popular tool for Chapter 13 debtors to use in Chapter 13 bankruptcy. To strip a lien is to ask the court to turn that second mortgage into unsecured debt and discharge or get rid of it in your Chapter 13 bankruptcy. So stripping a lien involves filing a motion to the court, telling the court the value of the house and what is owed on the first and what is owed on the second mortgage. So if you owe less on your first mortgage than the value of your home, I'm sorry, I said that in reverse. If you owe more on your first mortgage than the value of your home, you can strip the second mortgage. So you actually have to owe more on your first mortgage than the value of your property. So if you have a house that's worth $150,000, but you have a $175,000 first mortgage note and a $50,000 second mortgage note, you can get rid of that second mortgage note. So that's what people are doing in Chapter 13 bankruptcies. Now, people have been asking me lately, what about Chapter 7? What's going on there? There's been lots of things on the internet about being able to strip a lien or get rid of a second mortgage in a Chapter 7 bankruptcy. First, let me explain what the difference between a Chapter 13 and a Chapter 7 is. A Chapter 7 is just a complete discharge of all your debt. You don't pay anything back. You're not in a repayment plan. You don't have to pay money to the court every month for at least 3 years like you do in a Chapter 13. So people got really excited about the possibility of getting rid of their second and third mortgages on their primary residence by doing a Chapter 7, because you're in and out and you're done in 4 months. There's no repayment plan. So can it be done can you strip your second mortgage in a Chapter 7 bankruptcy? The answer to that question is yes and no. It's very risky. So right now, some attorneys are filing Chapter 7 lien strip motions, and they're using a decision to guide them in arguing to the judge that the liens can be stripped. And that decision is an unpublished opinion by the 11th Circuit. However, that decision is being appealed by GMAC Mortgage. As you probably can guess, the mortgage companies don't want their liens to be stripped in bankruptcy, and in particular, they don't want them stripped in Chapter 7 bankruptcy because a lot more people would be filing the Chapter 7, and truthfully, the Chapter 13 plans don't always work, therefore the liens are not always stripped. So Chapter 7 would open up a big, wide avenue for lots of mortgages to be stripped. So if the decision is against the debtor in the 11th Circuit, it's Lorraine McNeil versus GMAC Mortgage. If GMAC Mortgage wins that appeal, then our local courts, the Northern District of Georgia, have to abide by that opinion. And it's pending right now. So if you file a Chapter 7 case today asking the court to strip your second mortgage, the McNeil court could reverse their earlier ruling because there's an appeal pending, and you would not be able to strip your mortgage, and your Chapter 7 would essentially fail in that regard. You would not get your discharge of your second mortgage in your Chapter 7 bankruptcy. So there are, if it's filed today and there's no decision yet, and there's no opposition by the mortgage company, the courts are granting lien strips in a Chapter 7. But if the mortgage company opposes that lien strip, then evidence has to be heard, and the judges are currently hearing motions and having the opposing counsels submit their briefs on that issue. And that's the state of where we are with Chapter 7 lien strips. It's still up in the air, very shaky, very risky. So it doesn't look like that's the best avenue. The best thing to do is Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You're going to get your guarantee of stripping your second and third mortgage if you have a third against your property. Any other questions?
I'm not sure that I understood if I do a 7 and I win at this lower court level, and GMAC wins their appeal, would my decision be reversed?
It depends on where your case is in the whole process. So if the judge had not granted the order stripping your lien yet, and the McNeil court reverses their earlier ruling, you would lose. You would not be able to strip your mortgage. So it depends on when that judge signs off on that order.
But if the Chapter 7 was completely discharged, then
You would be safe. There would be no going back. It would not be retroactive.
that's very helpful information. So I should give you a call if I want to dig deeper into the details?
Absolutely.
Maybe have you look at my specific situation?
It's always best to come in for a consultation so that I can look at your facts and determine the best route for you.
Well, thank you, Terry.
You're welcome.